So as everyone knows, Mai Shiranui has been added to Street Fighter 6. It's something that people have been excited for months now, and it's something that I feel like is going to attract more fans to the game, especially those who are SNK fans, because a lot of people know that Mai Shiranui is one of the most iconic names in relation to gaming, or at least in relation to the fighting genre of gaming. And a lot of people feel like she's an attraction mainly because of her sex appeal, because of the fact that she's been a part of like video games since like the early 90s and all that. And yeah, like she has been, added to Street Fighter 6 as a DLC character. And she's been added along with Bison and Elena and Terry Bogard. And I feel like this is something that can definitely help Street Fighter 6 sell more in the future. But at the same time, I feel like it should have sold way more than it already has by now. Because I think so far Street Fighter 6 has done like 4 million in terms of sales, which is not bad considering the fact that the fighting genre is not quite as popular as it used to be. But at the same time, it kind of tells me that Capcom is, relying on characters from, other companies like SNK to kind of help with their sales. And I mean, maybe that's not the primary reason why she's in this game, because I know that SNK is supposed to be coming up with a new Fatal Fury game that's supposed to be coming out in February, and I think Ken and Chun Li are supposed to be featured in that game as well, along with Mai Shiranui. Maybe it's just Capcom and SNK have a good working relationship again, because they had a working relationship back in the day, like in the early 2000s when they did the SNK versus Capcom, games and whatever. And it really makes me wonder whether or not, Mai Shiranui being in Street Fighter 6, is that going to eventually open the door for a possible Capcom versus SNK 3 game in the future? And it's something that people have been wanting to see for a long time. And the last time we got like a Capcom versus SNK game was like in the early 2000s. I think it was back in 2001. And the problem with that game was like the graphics could have been a lot better. They weren't up to par by early 2000s standard. There were recycled, sprites from different games, used in the Capcom versus SNK games and stuff like that. I feel like Capcom and SNK should do that once again, and maybe use like better models and stuff like that. Basically, correct all the mistakes that they made in the older crossover games that they had, and yeah, I feel like Mai Shiranui being in Street Fighter 6 could be a is a big deal because she has her own story mode. You get to see dream matches between her and new characters like Juri Han and other new female characters that are in Street Fighter 6. And as far as sales is concerned, I feel like the sales will slowly go up with Street Fighter 6, mainly because the franchise is popular. I think it has more to do with that opposed to just Mai Shiranui being in the game, because I remember she was a part of Dead or Alive 6 from 2019, and she was like a guest character, and it didn't really help sales at all for Dead or Alive 6. But that has more to do with the franchise declining in popularity and high prices and other things that contribute to that game, being a failure or whatever. I don't think we're going to get a Dead or Alive 7 anytime in the near future or anything like that. But yeah, like Mai Shiranui is still culturally relevant for the most part. Just about every casual who is like remotely into gaming know who she is, and she's been a part of various big fighting games that has come out within the past couple of years. I mean, recently I think she was a part of King of Fighters 15 that just came out back in I think that game came out like back in 2022. So it seems like, Mai Shiranui's been a part of like, several major, fighting games of the past couple of years. And that's just a testament to how popular she is as a character. And the fact that, she's obviously, an attraction, to a lot of people. She's probably the most popular character in the Fatal Fury and King of Fighters franchises, like, overall, like depending on who you ask. But but yeah, I mean, it wouldn't shock me if we got like more guest characters in Street Fighter 6 in the future. I feel like, adding her to this game was something that was unexpected. And I mean, who knows? We might get like more, King of Fighters characters as, DLC for Street Fighter 6 in the future.